I'm gonna be brutally honest. When I was a kid, I used to pee my pants until I was 17 years old. And I just wanted to talk about some of the horrible things that happened because of that. It's not a very fun experience, and it was caused by major anxiety around a lot of stuff. The first one that comes to mind was going to sleepovers. I had one friend growing up when I was a kid, and went to her house for a sleepover once. This had to have been when I was like 12. And we were sleeping, and everything was chill. And then I wake up, and this had to have been at like 4 a.m., and my pants are just soaked. And I don't know why my mom didn't pack me with an extra pair of pants and stuff just in case. But I woke up to this and I was like, fuck, what do I do? Instead of telling her mom, doing anything that would have made sense, I was like, nobody will notice. So I just stood my ground and stayed for the entire sleepover. And in the morning, we played games on her computer. We were playing Plants vs. Zombies. And either she didn't notice or she was just being really nice. So I was just sitting there, my pants soaked in piss, and I was playing Plants vs. Zombies on their old, like, Mac computer. Oh, it was so bad. The next one that comes to mind, I was 17 years old, jumping ahead quite a bit. It's just starting to happen, like, every few months. Like, it was going away. I was starting to get a better mindset. I was, like, it wasn't affecting me as much. But my mom kicked me out of the house when I was 17 years old for an entire week. And because of that, I had to stay with a friend. Same friend, actually. So I was sleeping in her garage. And the entire time I was like, Mom, stop. I need to come back home. Mom, you don't understand. Please let me come back home. And I was freaking out in her text. And I was getting pissed. I'm like, I'm technically still a minor. You can't do this. I'll call the cops. Which, like, I wasn't going to call the cops. But anyways, it was so bad because I wouldn't even sleep. I was refusing to sleep because I was like, I'm 17 years old. It was different when I was like 12. I could boss that shit. I could tank it. You know, I'm 12 years old. I'll piss myself right now. But when you're 17 years old and you're like kicked out, technically homeless, living with your best friend in their garage, you can't piss yourself. So I was like, fuck, I'm just not going to sleep. I will not sleep. So I was there for, I think, like I was there for like a week, but I didn't sleep for the first 2 days. Luckily, I didn't piss myself. Everything was fine. And once I was 18, it never happened again. But for that week when I was there, I was so scared. I remember during that time when I was staying with them, I would stay up and I was watching Love is War at the time, the anime, and I was convincing them to watch it with me. They weren't a major fan of the show or anything. They were not into anime. We were watching that the entire time I was there. And so after they would go to bed, I'd just stay up in there and I would pace around in a circle and I was watching Love is War while humming to myself, trying to force myself to not sleep, just to give you some details on how, like, the methods I was using.